economists thought, Pete, that 170,000 jobs would show up across June. It ended up being 210,000. So, getting 40,000 more jobs than expected is a good thing. Also, the participation rate, that's like the interest in people trying to look for work, went from like an unbelievable low number of 62.7 up to 64. So there is this at least positivity around workers trying to look for jobs, and that's a good sign as well. I think the cons are buried in many ways because the JobKeeper support subsidy is making these numbers look better. It'd be probably over 10% if it wasn't for JobKeeper. We've also got the fact that the Victorian effect isn't really in these numbers. And so we have to wait till July to see what the Victorian effect's going to be. And I think the worst of the Victorian effect is that it will lower the interest in employers having the positivity to A, invest, and B, employ when JobKeeper is phased out after September.
How many of those, new jobs that came online that the Prime Minister referred to yesterday are jobs that are just, say, a couple of hours a week, which is not much at all?
Yeah, well, a lot of it was part-time. You're absolutely right. But, Pete, I think, we just have to be realistic. This is these are sort of fake job numbers because we've never had the kind of fake recession we've got now, because normal recessions come about through economic reasons, high interest rates, excessive booms and whatever. But this was government created because of a virus. And so I think we just have to be a little bit more careful about how we look at these numbers and say whether they're fake or not, and just say, let's look for the real improvement. And by the way, one of the best things was rising consumer confidence. The last 2 weeks since Victoria has gone into lockdown, consumer confidence has started to fall. So that's going to be something we're going to have to watch.
The Prime Minister yesterday also asking the unions to be flexible when it comes to the preservation of jobs and the creation of new jobs. Is that likely to be achieved?
Well, it's an interesting one, Peter, because, the bottom line is when JobKeeper is taken away at the end of September for lots of workers, specific industries, I think even specific regions could be looked after via JobKeeper. But there's going to be lots of businesses that are going to be told, okay, the support wheels have been taken away. You're going to have to get in there and start doing something. I think, it's going to be a real battle between, what the coalition would like to achieve on behalf of their constituency, namely the business sector. But on the flip side, you've got the ACTU and Labor who will be fighting to keep JobKeeper as much as possible. And somewhere in between is going to be the right mix, because we don't want to support zombie jobs and effectively zombie workers forever. But how they take this away is going to be a skill set that's going to define Treasurer Josh Frydenberg's reputation in the end, I think.
Yeah. Just quickly, Pete, 30 seconds left or so. What's the best market news of the week?
Look, the economic numbers have been okay, but the really best market news has to be the fact that the market hasn't sold off. And why? The drug news, the vaccine and treatment news from everywhere is starting to look really good. And that's the reason why this market hasn't sold off. I wrote a piece a few weeks ago. There are 10 reasons why the market should sell off, but drug news has been trumping it all the way along the line.